Many thanks for staying with us. Deji Adeyanju, co-convener of Concerned Nigerians, since joining us. He was a former director of social media for the People's Democratic Party. Many thanks for coming on the program.
Thank you, sorry for coming late.
Malam
traffic.
Garba is also here with us. Deji, I would say you probably be speaking for an average Nigerian citizen right now. You've been on the street of Abuja a couple of times. 2 years into the Buhari government, how do Nigerian youth feel right now?
Well, the truth of the matter is, every government has its achievement in one way or the other. Some are modest, while some are spectacular. This government, it has dealt a great blow to Boko Haram in the northeast. Doesn't matter whether you and I agree or not, the people in the northeast can testify to this. But on the anti-corruption that, they've always been talking about, they have failed woefully. And when I mean they have failed woefully, they have failed to the point that, corruption now wears bulletproof vest. Corruption is now very brave. Corruption, now dance, even right inside the villa. And nobody can do anything about it. At the beginning of the administration, you saw the parading of people, and it was targeted basically at the opposition. But as it is today, early last year, a federal high court ruled that the EFCC should provide the list of all recovered loot, and that they should publish on their website the details of these loots. And my organization about 2 months ago wrote to the EFCC chairman that we want to have a list of everyone, that has either returned money or they discovered money with. Last month we sent a reminder. They have never, replied us or obliged us that FIA request. Most funny of it all is that in their quest to celebrate something, during this anniversary, the Attorney General of the Federation last week rolled out the list of a figure that the government had recovered 59.9 billion naira, in recovered loot. And I said to myself, is that the reason why we shut down the economy? Just 59 billion? Is that the reason why we destroyed this economy? The largest economy in Africa? Is that why we're in a recession? Because you want to recover 59.9 billion? That is so funny. Again, Sheung, that wasn't even the real irony. The real irony was that the Attorney General of the Federation listed the 50 billion paid by MTN, the fine, as part of the recovered loot. So you can see that these guys are just playing to the gallery.
For you, if you are to rate the Buhari administration in terms of performance in 2 years, yes, over 100, how would you rate it?
Yeah, over 100. I have seen people rate 40%, 50%, and I laugh. I will rate them like maybe 10 to 15%, because if
that's woeful, isn't it?
Yeah, very woeful.
So you're saying that this government has performed woefully?
No, yes, that's what I'm saying. You see,
across board.
Yeah, see, across board. The 15% is around maybe 10% for Boko Haram, because they keep saying Boko Haram has been defeated, but we know Boko Haram has not been defeated; it has been decimated. You see, for instance, look at the issue of, let's say, maybe power. When they came, power was at close to 6,000 megawatt. When you say
we've never achieved such. We've never
over 5,000. Over 5,000.
No.
When they came,
we're close to 4,000. We've never.
No. I think by their own admission, Fashola, when he came, by his own admittance, he said, I can remember vividly that power was over 5,000 megawatt.
I'm not sure. You're an engineer. I'm not sure we have ever recorded such in Nigeria.
The former Vice President, Namadi Sambo, at the vice presidential debate, claimed they had achieved 4,500. Yeah.
Yes, I know that in the history
of this country,
in the history of the past 15 years or so, I'm not sure we have ever gone beyond
by their own admittance. The Minister of Works and Power, he said it that Nigeria had reached above 5,000 megawatts. So and so when you want to rate someone, okay, let's assume you even met 4,500. And you want me to rate you, you should have increased the capacity to 6,000 plus before I can rate you. But when you now reduce it to 2,005 or 3,000, you are in the minus.
Let me allow Engineer Onovo to react on the issue of anti-corruption.
Well,
what would you say?
I'm an engineer. I use data. I'm scientific. Very simple. If you have recovered about 60 billion naira, what is 60 billion naira? 60 billion naira is equivalent of $200 million. According to the United Nations Office on Drug and Crimes, $400 billion has been stolen from Nigeria since independence. United Nations Office on Drug and Crimes. Now, if you recover 1%, that's $4 billion. You have recovered only $200 million. So you have scored below 0.5%.
All right, let's allow the government, Malam Garba Shehu, to respond to some of these issues. Some of these issues are brought to your table. For example, let me say a self-appraiser. Malam Shehu, if you were to assess the government you serve in over 100, how would you rate this government?
We allow one for maybe some imperfection, because no man is 100%. Please allow me to give some numbers to some of the gentlemen who are up with you there. It's not true that the numbers you are peddling are from one single bank. This administration uncovered $270 million belonging, to the government that had been hidden and would have been stolen. We had another $136 million, which is being returned. More than $500 million on the way from the United States. 250 million naira from bunkering that had been seized. Some money had also been returned, hundreds of millions returned voluntarily. 5 billion, 10 billion. Yes, the MTN fine is also there. But so much is being recovered by all the agencies that are engaged in the war against corruption, including the ICPC, which has commendably performed recovering billions of naira, more than 111 motor vehicles, and achieving convictions that had never been seen before. Allow me also to talk about this issue of unemployment. Unemployment has been created because the economy is undergoing a restructuring. While you lose jobs in some sectors predominantly that depended on the utilization of the US dollar. Dollar had been scarce, and that's why it cost so much on account of two things. One, the fall in oil price, which had and the resumption of the damage to economic interests of the Federation, which had cut country's oil earnings by about 50%. So all of these things had their own impact. So while we were losing jobs in sectors that had their dollar as their mainstay, other sectors of economy like construction and agriculture were also creating jobs and prospering. So therefore, it's good that we change. We have achieved so much under the present administration, and that we have given this country something that it had yearned for many years, a shift from over-dependence on oil as the main earner for our own money.
All right.
Given the chance, this administration will give this country an agriculture that feeds, not only that feeds all of our country, we will be exporting food in the coming year.
Okay, because of our time now, we need to wind down. In 30 seconds, gentlemen, please, can we give our final thoughts? Deji, what are your final thoughts? 2 years and 2 more years to go. What do you think? Just in 30 seconds.
You see, Shehu, the reason why we had the dollar experience those things that Malam Garba Shehu was talking about was because of a wrong policy by CBN. It placed 41 items on no to Forex. It placed restrictions on card and people's domiciliary accounts. Bad policies.
Okay.
Just bad policies.
Right.
An issue about what Malam Garba Shehu was saying about the recovered loot. Give us the list. Okay. Simple.
All right. And Novo, looking forward to the next 2 years, what are your thoughts and your final words, just in 30 seconds?
This government, if it wants to perform, needs to clean its slate, establish clear criteria for development and growth, and move forward. Otherwise, these excuses and this contradictory data that is obviously false, because you look at Lai Mohammed's data, you look at Sheikh Garba's data, you look at Attorney General's data, you look at EFCC data, all the data disagree, they reject their own data.
All right. Just in a statement, Malam Shehu, what will be your final word on the program before we close?
Items, because this country cannot go on importing tissue paper and toothpicks These are easily available. We can make them in our own country. This country has got to be serious in order to develop. Otherwise, we can't get anywhere.
Malam Garba Shehu,
rules don't apply.
Many thanks for coming on the program, Malam Garba Shehu, Special Assistant to the President of Media and Publicity, Engineer Novo. Many thanks. And that's our show for tonight. Many thanks for being part of it. Bye for now.